In this video, I'll recap key points regarding the NFL Divisional Round with the hopes to help you out in your betting decisions for the conference championship games. I'm Professor MJ, a 15-year university statistics teacher turned into a full-time sports bettor and advisor. In the first game of the weekend, the Chiefs defeated the Texans by a 23-14 score. That means Kansas City is reaching the AFC title game for the 7th consecutive time, which is very impressive. I have made more than 1,000 videos in this YouTube channel, and you might have heard me talk about referees a maximum of 2 to 3 times. This time, I have no choice but to talk about this topic. As a general rule, I don't like it when I hear people claiming that the NFL is rigged or that the NFL wants a certain team to win. But in this case, I felt like officiating was embarrassing. There were several occasions during the game where I started laughing and said to myself, "Of course." Obviously, we saw the 2 bogus roughing the passer penalties called against Houston. In the first case, Will Anderson did not hit Mahomes too late, and he did not hit his head either. No doubt about it. In the second case, it looked to me like the 2 Texans defenders ran into each other head-to-head, while almost not touching Mahomes at all. And yet, here came the yellow flag. The only good news was that the referees did not fall for Mahomes acting. There was a play where he was barely pushed and he decided to dive. Come on, man. I wish the NFL implemented an embellishment penalty similar to the one that exists in the National Hockey League, where you get called if you do too much acting to induce a penalty. And I have not even talked about many non-calls against the Chiefs. Even ball placement was favoring KC several times. It just never stopped. In the third quarter, CJ Stroud connected with Xavier Hutchinson on 2nd down and 14, a play where the wide receiver appeared to have gained enough yardage for the first down. But the referee brought the ball a solid yard backwards. It forced a 3rd and 1 where Houston was called for a penalty that made it 3rd and 6. In the end, the Texans picked up the first down and ended the drive with a TD, but they still had to work harder to get it. The TV ratings are much higher when the Chiefs play because of the whole Taylor Swift saga. So, of course, the NFL would prefer a Super Bowl involving KC. Hopefully, we'll get to see fair officiating in the AFC Championship game next weekend. That's all I'm asking for. Let's go back to the game itself. The Texans dominated total yardage 336 to 212, but somehow they still lost. Kicker Kami Fairburn did not help the cause with 3 missed kicks, including a PhD. Why do kickers suddenly become bad when facing the Chiefs? Kansas City will certainly need to play better against the Bills next weekend. Their offense looked rusty, and I was surprised to see Houston getting so much success on the ground. Despite having a weak offensive line, they ran 29 times for 149 yards. KC cannot let the Bills run as freely next Sunday, or they will be in big trouble. That being said, I have no doubt the Chiefs can play better than this in the AFC title game. Are they going to continue their quest for a three-peat? I'll answer this question later this week in my weekly NFL Picks video. I feel bad for the Detroit Lions fans. After a spectacular season where they finished with a 15-2 record while collecting the best point differential in the league by a wide margin, they were eliminated right off the bat against the Commanders. Unfortunately, I think they were screwed by the injury bug. They simply had way too many guys who got hurt on the defensive side of the ball. That cost them their first trip to the Super Bowl ever. Now, let's not downplay the accomplishments made by rookie QB Jayden Daniels. I am super impressed by his poise. He does not look like a rookie signal caller at all. He looks calm and focused on the task at hand. Daniels has been carrying the whole team on his shoulders for a while since the running game and the defense have been subpar. Yesterday, the running game came alive with 42 rushes for a total of 182 yards. But that may be explained by the multiple injuries on Detroit's side. Washington could struggle running the ball against a stout Philadelphia defense. On top of that, the injury to right guard Sam Cosmi is a source of concern for the Commanders. I hate to say it because Jared Goff looks like a nice guy, but he was a big reason explaining this loss. You simply cannot turn the ball over 4 times by yourself in a playoff game. Hats off to the Lions for a spectacular year that entertained us all during the season. They have the foundation to being a solid team for years to come. They just need to solidify their defense even more. As far as the Commanders are concerned, they are playing with house money and have nothing to lose against their division rivals next week. Can they pull off the upset and make it to the Super Bowl? Again, I will dive into this topic when I discuss my weekly picks later this week. In the third game of the weekend, we saw the Eagles prevailing over the Rams by a 28-22 score. For the second straight week, Philly's win left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. They did enough to win, but it was not super convincing. The Eagles were helped by 3 long touchdowns of more than 40 yards. They also benefited from a couple of turnovers by the Rams. Los Angeles racked up more yards and more first downs in the game, so there is room for improvement on Philadelphia's side. Saquon Barkley has been a beast, and I am still not sure if Jalen Hurts can step up his game if necessary. What if Barkley does not run for more than 150 yards? Can Hurts compensate by being better as a passer? He can do it, but it feels like he could blow it as well. So I think the Eagles could play better, and it will be interesting to see if they raise their game next Sunday against Washington. Philly has a pretty healthy lineup. They have a good defense, a solid offensive line, and an amazing running back. Can they put it all together to make it to the Super Bowl? We'll have the answer in less than a week from now. We were all anticipating the Ravens vs. Bills showdown, and the game did not disappoint. It was a hard-fought battle that was won by the home squad 27-25. Can the Bills finally slay the dragon and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? Let's discuss yesterday's game first. The big question surrounding this game was whether the Bills would be able to slow down Baltimore's ground game. Buffalo's defense was not built to stop this type of offense. They were very stout against the run in the first half before showing some signs of weakness in the second half, but the good news was that the Bills held the lead, which forced the Ravens to throw more often. I really like what offensive coordinator Joe Brady has done for the Bills this year, but I did not like how he operated in the second half. To me, he was too conservative, and he also made decisions that could have cost the game. Here is the first example that pops in my head. With about 4 minutes left in the game and his team up by 5 points, the Bills were facing a 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line. A touchdown pretty much secures the win, while a field goal gives Baltimore some hope. To me, the play call was obvious. Go for a QB sneak and do it again on 4th down if you don't score on the first one. How many times have you seen a Josh Allen QB sneak get stuffed for no gain? Almost never. At worst, Buffalo would have picked up a good yard and you do it again for the score on 4th down. Instead, the Bills went for a designed run by Allen, that the Ravens had already seen before. They stopped him for no gain, and now a QB sneak was out of the equation. Buffalo kicked the field goal to go up by 8 points, which allowed the Ravens to stay in the game. Next weekend, you don't want to make those mistakes against the Chiefs. Kansas City is known for making you pay every little mistake that you make. Still, it was a great win by the Bills, who took advantage of 3 turnovers. Facing Baltimore was not a good matchup for Buffalo, but they still got the W. Can the Bills get the monkey off their back by finally eliminating the Chiefs? Buffalo has been ousted from the playoffs at Arrowhead twice over the past 4 years, so they will be looking to avenge those prior losses. I'm very excited to see how this game plays out. What are your thoughts about the 4 divisional round games? Which 2 teams will make it to the big game? Let me know in the comments. I'm Professor MJ, Bookie Crusher since 1999. Thanks for watching and smash the subscribe button now to get many betting picks across many sports every week.